Hello. I have none of my setup today. What is going on, everyone? Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not home, and I thought this was going to be, see, just when you think that you are, I got to look over here, looking at myself, got to look at you guys, figuring all of this stuff out. So today's going to be a short stream. I apologize. I had you, so on top of being super late, I had you waiting. I don't have no music. I don't have nothing, but that's all right. Let me pull up the comments. Let me do all of the things. What is cracking? How are you, Luis? This is like, so you would think that I made a video, and let me know because I had given Angie, so I'm using the Rode Pod mic, and I had given Angie the interface that I had before the Rodecaster Pro. I didn't really look at these levels. Is this coming in stereo or is it coming in mono? Because in my headphones, it was coming in mono. And so I know that the way this works is kind of, the Motu's a little bit backwards. So let me know what you guys are hearing. And then, oh, I did. See? I did, but I didn't. And I don't know. Oh, there. Okay, stereo sound. Cool. Thanks, Lewis. Right, I had done this whole video of backing up your eCam profile and saving it to the cloud so that you can have your exact backup. And which I did because of course I have the video, but I totally forgot it's in the cloud. So I will be better and more prepared for tomorrow. I didn't want to cancel, obviously, the stream for today. What's the gain like on here? Because I feel like I could be peaking. Let me bring this down a little bit. Let me know if that's okay. No stereo. Wait, what? No stereo. What? No stereo? Okay. What? Oh, stereo. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, I wouldn't have even caught that. What is going on? Gabe, how are you? So we're going to talk about, so this camera, so this is Angie's kind of setup, and it's still a work in progress. You can see I'm in her bedroom, kind of, sort of. And we'll probably do a tour tomorrow when I have all my stuff. Literally, we were in the car for probably 5 hours because we left Pennsylvania and it's a Friday going into the weekend. And Connecticut traffic is the absolute worst. Like, I am not a fan of Connecticut traffic at all. Like, not a fan. It drives me absolutely insane. But that's for a whole nother live stream. So we had to meet to get her kids, and then so that was a pit stop, and then just the traffic. We got here probably at around 7:30, and then we had to feed the kids and stuff like that. So for those of you guys with kids, you know how that is. Lewis, I know you completely understand. And so you see, I pushed the stream back to 9 o'clock thinking that that was going to be enough time, and it was just enough time, but really not. Like, really not. I probably would have been better off maybe scheduling for 9:30. Yeah, if I'm looking at the time now, if I would have scheduled the stream back for 9:30, I would have been a little bit more prepared. So some of the things right now, like I said, this is Angie's setup. So this is her Rode Pod mic. The audio interface that we're using is the Motu M2. I would say a direct competitor is the Focusrite, the Scarlett, what is it, the 2i2 or whatever it is. That was the very first interface that I had purchased. And I remember when I was like binging on Doc's videos, he was talking about really good interface brands and competitors. And he had mentioned the Motu brand, MOTU. And I started doing research, and they have a really cool interface that's powered by USB-C, very small and tiny, that'll fit into a bag. You can connect 2 XLR inputs, and it has 2 MIDI inputs in the back as well. Balanced RCA jacks, headphone jack. And what really sold me on the M2 unit was that it has a built-in, hi. Okay, thank you. The kids were coming in. It has the competitor, and what sold me on it was that it has what is it? The Rodecaster Pro has it, the mix minus. It has built-in mix minus. So to kind of get around bringing your audio in and stuff like that. And the interfaces, so the one that I got is $169. And at that price point, you really can't find an interface that does all of those things. And then I immediately jumped on the Rodecaster Pro bandwagon, and I had it. And the reason why I didn't sell it was because since it's so small and since it's powered by USB-C with us as Mac users, I knew that I'd be able to use it on the road if needed. And the audio quality, I think, that you get from it and the gains. And then that was another thing with how it powers your mics and stuff. Really good reviews if you look up on it. So anyway, this is now Angie's setup. The light that I'm using, I'm just using one light for now. And I know I have to mess around with it. It is the, this is the Elgato key light panel. So the smaller one. And I know that it's entirely oh man, I got to fix all of this stuff tomorrow, but it'll be fixed. It'll be much better tomorrow. I'm not even sure. This is whatever default Kelvin it is. I feel like it's on the brighter end because it's a bluer light. So it lights me really well. But normally, so on I use the key light. I use one key light panel. And this is the Air. So it's still really good. I had to lower it a little bit. Angie had it really high. I lowered it a little bit. I think the tilting itself is good. If I like sit straight and kind of center myself, the lighting itself is pretty good. So we got to figure out some things. And like I said, we'll do a tour tomorrow. But we're going to figure out some stuff. And then the camera that I'm using that I probably just kicked and you guys saw it move. Angie has a EOS, a Rebel. It's one of the old, it's a DSLR camera. I am bringing it in thanks to Ecamm. I am bringing it in. So it's all powered through a dock that I had from one of my other jobs. It's what dock are we using? We're using a ThinkPad, a Lenovo USB-C ThinkPad. So I have everything connected to the dock, and then the dock is connected to the MacBook Pro. So the Canon is connected to the dock. I didn't even have to download the Canon utility software because Ecamm is great with that stuff. It immediately showed up. And then the lens is a 24 millimeter 2.8 lens. So fairly close. Let me see. Can you guys see that? What's happening? Oh, no. Is this really? Hold on. This is the FaceTime camera. I'm saying all of this stuff. And this is the FaceTime camera. Womp, womp, womp. So I'm like, wait a minute. That arm, that's not. So I'm looking up at you guys. And you're actually looking at the FaceTime camera. She's gone for a few days. Feel free to come out of the closet. You know what? I'm not even looking at this stuff because I'm trying to figure out. So let's look at, because you've been looking at me this entire stream that I've been on all of 8 minutes through the FaceTime. So this is the upgraded, and I'm now, because I've gotten my head into looking at the Canon lens. Hi. This is the MacBook Pro, the upgraded 1080p webcam, which I guess looks pretty good if you have the right lighting. I'm actually really impressed for this to be the built-in webcam of the MacBook Pro. This is actually really good. And then if we switch over, I think because I switched scenes, what's happening here? Why is this not switching over? That's interesting. So let's do a whole new scene. So I'm going to do a whole new scene. What's happening here? This is a scene. There you are. Okay. So then this here, that's so weird. Oh, I know what I was doing. So let's go back to this scene. I know what I did. See, because I didn't have none of my stuff set up. So now here's this. Okay. And so now that's the Canon lens. So let's go back to the scene. So this is the Canon lens up here. This is the Canon, the Rebel. I don't even know what this is. The SL2. And I know that there's a whole nother name for it. Diana and I we're trying to get Angie on the Sony train. But she's had this, use what you got, right? So she's had this camera for a while, and all things considered, she's had it. She spent a good amount of money on it, probably 4 years ago. I think she spent like $600. Diana helped me find the pancake lens. So this is yes, that's the 24 millimeter 2.8 pancake lens. You can see that it's pretty close to me. So we got to work out some stuff. I told Angie that I wanted to get like the Elgato wall mount or some sort of camera wall mount, because right now she has it on a tripod. There's not a lot of flexibility. So we got to figure out the placement for her. That's some of the stuff that we've been working on, for her. And then I guess overall it's good. I turned off the lights because, like I said, this is the bedroom and we really didn't, not that her bedroom's a mess, but she's a mom. There's kids' clothes behind and I didn't want you guys to see any of the kids' clothes. So I turned off the overhead light. So we're just using this one light and I'm sure it's on 100%. I feel like it's on 100%, but it's the Elgato key light and I didn't program it to my Stream Deck. And so I did bring some stuff. And like I said, tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about that once I get situated and we have more time. So I did bring the loop deck, right? And the reason why I brought the loop deck is because, if we take off the legs, this packs very well in the bag, right? So it's flat, really good low profile. So for your shortcuts, having that, I got to get the bag for it, like a portable case. But I did pack the loop deck so I can control my stream a little bit better. And I do pay annually for, let me make sure I don't break this stuff. I do pay annually for the Stream Deck mobile stuff. I didn't import any, and it wouldn't matter if you were to import export, because since they're two different sizes, anything that I have with my 32 key at home wouldn't work anyway. So I have to create a whole new profile so that I can use the Stream Deck app on my cell phone. And then I did bring the Ulanzi light that we spoke about here. And Gretchen, I know you have to get ready. I see Gretchen on. I know you have to get ready for your stream unless she left already. Let's see. It does look good with the right lighting. I was really surprised, and please makes my storytelling scene much smoother. Right with the Mac camera. How cool is that? And is this dead? Oh no. So let's see. Because what I was trying to do here, right? So if I got to figure it out, bring some cool. So I got to lower that lighting. And if I lower that lighting and then bring some cool, maybe behind me, I don't know. I got to figure this out. Let me check in on you guys in the comments because I'm all over the place, apparently. So, hey, Simply Obs, how are you? Aubrey, what is cracking? Thank you for coming through. Gabe says, I have 4 kids. I totally understand. I stream live with all of my crazy going on in the background. So we just came back from dinner. We took the kids out to a buffet, or Angie took us all out to a buffet. Had a good time. Of course, the kids were like, dessert. I want more. I want everything. They went for seconds. Really good sports. They did really good at the restaurant. And then it's bath time. And so they're all going crazy upstairs with the bath time. They let the dogs in because apparently they wanted the dogs to be in the room with me, which is cool. No worries. But it's good. Let me see. Let's see. Angie is checking in while she is handling the kids. You guys are saying hello. Let me see. Let me out before she left. The door's locked. You know what? I don't have none of my sound effects. I got to get my sound effects. Can someone file an elder abuse report? You know that's a thing in the bank? Like, we have a responsibility. We have a fiduciary responsibility that if we suspect elder abuse, we have to really report it. So I know all about those things. So don't try me because I know how to get around it, Paul. Just kidding. Lights first. Yeah. So I got to figure, I know that this light, so what I use in the house with my key light is 4700 Kelvin. With as blue as this is, I feel like this is more towards the closer to 7,000 Kelvin. So I'll work on that as well. Kevin, come on. You jumping on that bandwagon? That's it. What you got on that bed looks interesting. Buffering. You know what? It's closed. That's all it is. Look, it's closed. And Angie's cable thing, because I was stressing her out because I'm like, where's the look at her little bag of, this is her little basket of goodies. So she has one of the girls' headphones. She has micro USB cables. She has a bunch of adapters, an old GoPro cage, another adapter. Another adapter. Lots of adapters. But that what was on here because I'm like, where's this cable? Where's the cable to that? Where's the cable to this? She's like, I don't know. But that's all. Let's see. SL2 actually has one of the better autofocus from Canon Dual Pixel. Yeah, so I know that. So when I've had Angie call me, and you know what I didn't do? So definitely give me feedback because I was running late, obviously, and trying to get everything. So you know how we were cracking jokes earlier this week, how Angie was like, I have Wi-Fi 6. I have really good Wi-Fi. She does have Wi-Fi 6. The router is Wi-Fi 6. But we had upgraded to the Eero for the Wi-Fi 6, right? I got my brother these when I was staying with him in Pittsburgh. Apparently now, and I didn't realize what the difference was, but this Eero secondary model, so the other one that my brother has a port on the satellite units for you to hardwire directly to the satellite unit. This model that we got, the Eero, so this extender, that's what they're called. They're not Wi-Fi. They're not satellites. They're extenders. But this Wi-Fi 6 model, I almost dropped it, doesn't have for the built-in, doesn't have to hardwire it. I was like, well, that defeats the purpose. That's why I told her to get that. So I'll probably drive her crazy with figuring that out. But I say that to say because normally I'm whole hardwired right downstairs. I have Verizon gig up, gig down, so I can stream in 4K. Usually when I come over here, I drop the stream down to either 720 or 1080 so that it doesn't give us buffering issues or anything like that. Let me know because I'm still streaming. I didn't change the settings, so I think I know I can check it. I know I can't change it midstream, but where are we? Oh, no, good. It's 720. All right, good. So I knew, like, I tried to set up the computer ahead of time. So apparently I had defaulted. Where was I? That works in my benefit because I'm streaming 720, which then at this point, because I'm wireless right now. So that helps to not have buffering issues. Anyway. Let's see, 600 4 years ago, absolutely needed it, never used it. She's used it a handful of times, has taken really good pictures of the kids, but doesn't use it as much as she probably should, but we're going to put it to good use. So this little setup. And when we do the tour tomorrow, once I really have like everything properly set up, I'll bring in my cell phone via NDI and we'll do a little tour. Because it's a very simple setup, and this is going to be her setup for when we do our podcast, right? So we're going to use Ecamm. She's going to call me, and we've done a few episodes. We've recorded a few episodes. We have to just go in. I have to edit it, and then we have to do a few more. But for the most part, because of, us living apart, she's going to be calling me using the interview link, and we're going to use Ecamm to really do the entire all the podcast episodes. And I know Jared Spink does the same thing. He takes the audio, he puts it just a podcast only on audio, and then he also has it on his YouTube channel. So in theory, we're going to do the same exact setup. So that's why we talked about using what you have, because she had the camera at first before she had the MacBook. She had a Surface, and so she downloaded the Canon utility, and that worked well. So it's so interesting. So I need to see how she uses it, because the one thing I noticed when she was calling me was that as she talked, the way I'm moving naturally, she was always going in and out of focus. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Have I been going in and out of focus with the camera or not? I did notice that with the setting, when I turned it on, it's already locked in on my face. So I'm looking at myself. And it seems to be okay on my end. So I want to see her do it, because it could be that I chose a different setting than what she may be doing. But it's a good setup overall. She had the camera. I actually got the light and the microphone from James Hicks. I got a really good deal from James Hicks. It was me and Gigi. We both had put in the bid. like as soon as he posted it. I got the panel and well, I got the air and the panel. The panel is in my house because I'm trying to figure out another use case for it for me. And then the Rode Pod mic. I think the Rode Pod mic I paid him like $60, which is a great price because you guys know that this mic is $100 brand new. So I got a really, really good deal from James. And then we got her this what is this? The low profile mic arm. And then we're using a cloud lifter, the Motu. So the biggest things that we have to figure out with Angie's setup, I think, honestly, not even the biggest thing. The only thing that we have to figure out with her setup right now is just better camera placement. And so there's a corner, the desk is at the corner. So I feel like if we get a wall mount and with a ball head and just mount the camera on the wall mount, that's why I thought about the Elgato wall mount because those are sturdy. You can extend it with the godforsaken multi-mounts if we needed to. And because it has the ball head, I think it'll give her really good flexibility. I think with the pancake lens, it's also good, like, a good length away. So it works. I like how it looks. Now we just have to tighten it up and make it look a little bit pretty. But anyway, let's see. Anyone know where India lives that can come let me out? You know what? I'm like, whatever. Speaking of which, the eCam code works for the CT2. So did you get it? Is that what that means? Did you get it or you've been doing research? Let me know. Dr. Elo, que lo que? Big brother, what is going on? He says, you brought back the corner just like when you had the green screen. I do still have the green screen. Angie and I thought about maybe giving her the green screen. She has it's not a finished basement, but she has a huge basement that I also said that we can actually build out a fake wall and put the desk down there and stuff. And she's like, I don't want to do that because there's spiders down there. There really aren't spiders down there. I haven't seen any. But we're going to figure out her little thing. Let's see. The M1 MacBook Pro. Yes. Yeah. I know that you were responding to my comment earlier. Let's see. I am 720. Okay, so that's good. That's good because I'm not hardwired. I didn't even do, and I always do a speed test. I didn't even do a speed test for where we're at. So I know that it can handle her internet speed. Her internet speed can probably on Wi-Fi handle 1080p, but I didn't want to take the chance with everything else that I was trying to figure out, so I left it alone. All right, hopping off 5 minutes. All right, have a good stream. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support. Think that's only Angie and Keith. What are you guys talking about? 720. What? I missed it. I told her, you know what? Okay, there's some lint in the dryer. I can show. Why? Why, Paul? You got jokes. Autofocus is fine. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Good stuff. Kevin hasn't pulled the trigger, so he's looking at the Loop Deck, the CT. That's the bigger one, the $500 one with the big knob. And isn't the knob touchscreen? I'm telling you, I was this close. I do like I said, I do like the little Loop Deck, the Loop Deck Live, and being able to take the legs off and just put it in the bag was great. The only thing that becomes is that I need to make sure that I keep the profiles and everything like kind of backed up in the cloud so that when I'm moving back and forth between my house and if I'm commuting, whether it's here or somewhere else, that I have everything, at the drop of a dime. But that's that. Went with the Mac Studio. Nice. Crane M3 gimbal. Got to save a few pennies before you do new gear. Yeah, I hear that. So we've been streaming for 24 minutes. I think the sound sounds okay. How does this sound? How does this, I was like, I was like, do I give you this mic? Because I like the way the pod mic sounds. I think it sounds really good. I also like the way it looks as well. You know what I haven't noticed that I notice a lot? That's interesting. I notice it a lot with my Lewitt 240 Pro in the house is I notice the sibilance that comes through when I speak with my S's and stuff in the house. I really haven't noticed any sibilance here, like not as bad. I don't want to say any, but it's nowhere near as pronounced as it is on my 240. And you notice that I'm not using the windscreen neither. It just has, the grill. I'm sure Angie has the box somewhere, but I think it's handling it really good. It's a good mic for $100. Definitely a good mic. Looks and sounds clean and crisp. Good stuff. Thank you. Yeah. So what I'll do is tomorrow. So I'm going to do a few things for the stream tomorrow and it's tomorrow. No. So tomorrow I don't have a guest because I think Gigi is coming on the 30th. Let me look at my calendar. Tomorrow's the 23rd. So tomorrow I do not have a guest, and then Gigi will be on the 30th for ladies' night, which is cool because then tomorrow I'll have everything like imported from my backup. So I'll have all my scenes and stuff. I'll get my stream deck and my loop deck set up. And then we can do a little overview to show a very simple setup with very minimal gear. Angie has a tight space, not in a bad way, but I have a whole 5 foot by 3 foot desk. Like I'm doing the most. And to just show a very minimalistic setup that can get you just as good camera image quality and sound quality from a laptop, one camera, a microphone, and kind of just do it. So Angie is there, guest, hint, hint. I know. So the only reason why I haven't said that is because obviously she has the kids now. We're back in her house and she has the kids. And so usually they will stay up late on the weekends because Angie makes sure she puts them to bed at 7:00 on the weekdays. So she cuts them slack and they do like movie nights. And because she hasn't been with them the whole week, they're waiting for me to do movie night right now. So that's the only reason why I didn't say that about guests, because depending on what the kids want to do tomorrow, it may be movie night with their mommy. If not, I'll just drag her in here and she will be a guest, or we'll do it downstairs. So we got to see. But that is that. That is where we're going to leave it. They can be. So Angie actually doesn't put her kids on social media. That's why so it wasn't even that I was getting interrupted, but when one of the little ones came in and opened the door, I wanted to make sure that they didn't just come running in the camera, because her and the other parent, they agreed they weren't going to put the kiddos on social media, because if not, I'd have them on. They're adorable kids. But anyway, Tyler's in the background because one of them put Tyler back here. So he's like, get me out of here. The one thing that I do have to get for Angie is the chair is broken. So this is what it's really supposed to be, just a little bit over here. But then if we were to stay, so as I was talking, the chair was slowly sinking. Now it's not sinking, of course. But then, so the Rode pod mic is definitely heavier than my Lewitt. And so because we're using the LP arm, and I know that Gigi absolutely despises the LP arm, the low profile arm, and I had to tighten it, and it was kind of sinking. It's not as sturdy as mine, so that's so interesting. So I'm looking, because I'm waiting for the chair to just randomly push me down, because we have to get her a new chair. And then I'm waiting for the microphone to just randomly start sinking. I'm like, all right, so what's going to happen? Because all of a sudden I can be like right in frame, center frame. And then let me see, where's center? That's kind of centered. I got to figure this out. We're going to figure this out. We're going to be back tomorrow and it's going to be all good in the hood. She did ask me, in her defense, she did say, where do you want to set up? Do you want to, so, because normally when I was streaming, when I have streamed from her house, I usually stream from the kitchen. But that was before she had all of her own gear. So because the gear was already set up, I was like, no, I'll stream from your room. What am I thinking about? Why are you so funny? Let me see. So I guess because it's locked at the top position, but then with the chair being locked at the top position, now the top of my head gets cut off. And then that's what I was doing. If we go back to the scene, see, I did all the things. I forgot. So let's take a look at this. So that's the Canon. We come here. So now you can see the difference, right? Like I'm looking. So I got to figure out, obviously, the coloring, the color of the lights. I got to figure out the Kelvin. Definitely, you can tell between an SLR camera and the MacBook Pro camera, but this is a pretty good camera. If this is all you had to work with and you needed to live stream, this is a pretty good camera. All right, you guys. That is where we're going to leave it. We're 30 minutes in. I needed to make sure that I didn't miss a day. I don't have any music. I don't have any end scenes. I feel like I am back to streaming 101 in the very beginning 2 years ago. One has clothing, one has no clothing. What are you talking about? Wait, what? Oh, Dr. Elo, stop. You're going to get me in trouble because I streamed from her room and it's all, listen, that's what being a mom is about. See, so like if I wanted to hide more of the stuff, right? That's what being a single mom is. If I wanted to hide more of her stuff, this is a decent angle here. And then you can just get some of the curtain over here and then some of her wall art thingy thing. But then that's why I turned the lights off. Because you can't, like, unless you're really staring, looking at it. But if I had the overhead light on, you'd be able to really see it. But anyway, my good friends, I will be back tomorrow. We'll say 8 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, we'll say 8 o'clock tomorrow because that gives Angie time to do what she's going to do with the kids. And then I can come in and we don't have to worry because I know that they're still right. Yes, I see you, Dr. Elo. You checking everything out. That's so funny. That's all right. So I'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock. I'll have my scene set up. I'll have music. We can also go over, see now the chair. Have you noticed my head is now slowly, look at the top of my head. Wait, if we just stay here, maybe, yes, Keith is, wait, I keep sinking. So we're just gonna, just watch my glasses and the gap between, look, can you see it? It's just, we need to get Angie a new chair. Look. Just all on its own. It's not me. Look at that gap. That gap was definitely not there. I'm just going to put my hands up here. And now you can see that is, honey, we're going to figure this out. Keith is about 40 minutes away from the house. Paul. All right. We will be back. That was like huge, the gap. Okay. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. It means you see, it really is sinking tonight. Yes. What's happening here? Of course, you guys are the best. So today is, what did we say today is? Day 47, 63 days to go. When is day 50? Day 50. So today's 47, 48, 49. Monday is day 50. Yeah? Yeah, 48, 49, 50. Monday will be the halfway marker. That is exciting. I'm very excited as I move this down because that was all in the wrong place. Hurry up and get out of the quicksand while you still have a chance. Just hold your breath. The chair will stop. Listen. That was funny. I love you guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll be back. We'll do a tour. I'll have my scene set up. We'll have music. We'll have a good time. And then the stream will end when she hits the floor. That would have been funny. I should have just left it and be like, how long until you guys can't see me no more? And maybe what I will do is I will interview myself. I'll get some pod deck questions for myself. Things that maybe I wouldn't normally talk about. And we can go through that tomorrow night. All right, you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. I will catch you guys mañana around 8 o'clock. See you guys later. Bye.